Hey everybody, Nick here, and today we're going to do a little disassembly and maintenance on this little guy right here. This is the Spyderco Emphasis. So, interesting piece. This is one of Spyderco's Chinese-made lineup, which here, they've offered some pretty compelling value in the past, although, that's been slipping a little bit lately, so I'm really curious to see sort of where this guy ends up. We can see here, pulling the pivot out, is we're using a T8 screw, a little bit of thread locker on there, nothing too vicious. That's good. See about popping this guy out. Are we free spinning here? We are indeed free spinning. That's a shame. Grab my secondary driver. By the way, if you're ever curious about any of the tools I'm using for disassembly, go on ahead and check out nickshabazz.com/tools. It'll show you where everything's living. But anyways, come on now, get in there. This is one of those moments where I genuinely and truly wish I had more hands than I do at the moment. I am much like I suspect many of you gifted with only the two. I suspect that all of you have less than, or, less than or equal to two hands, but who knows? All right. Come on, pop that loose. Beautiful. Oh, I didn't need to do that, I bet. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe I need to take the clip out. Maybe I don't. We'll find out. Let's go ahead and pop this out of there. And then I need to take this out as well. This is also free spinning. All right. Let's pop this loose. Right here. All right. Beautiful. I'm sort of hoping that I will be able to improve the action of this knife pretty substantially just by virtue of cleaning it out. This is one of the things that tends to be the case. Let's see here. We are slowly disassembling ourselves here, but there appear to be some pins and collars and sleeves and whatnot that are still coming loose here. I'm going to go ahead and use this little spudger style tool to get up in here and try and pop things loose. It's pretty loose up in the front. It's just in the back here that needs a little love. I'm worried slightly that this lanyard hole here is going to be, lanyard tube that is going to be kind of peened into place. And that could cause me some trouble, but actually it doesn't appear that that's the case. Holy crap, is that a plastic washer? Yeah, this looks to be just some kind of a good old-fashioned plastic. Okay, well, maybe I'm not going to be able to do that much for the action here. These are just boring plastic. All right. Well, there you go. We've got this guy disassembled. What we can see are a couple of things. To start with, we can see pretty clearly that there is a fair amount of skeletonization going on inside this guy. It's probably a beautiful thing. And, we'll make this guy, lighter than it would have been otherwise. So that's nice. What we can see here is, what is that? No, it's a steel detent ball there. Plastic washer, wow. I mean, Teflon is one thing, but that looks like it's just plain freaking plastic. All right. This is one of those moments where I wish I had easy access to some kind of a spectroscopy situation such that I could see exactly what was going on in there and then make generalizations on that basis. But for the general, look at that freaking detent hole. That's weird. Look at that. It's like a half moon style. Well, not even a half moon, like a, I don't know, 6/8 moon. That's probably not a thing. Anyways, that's a little different. We have an internal stop pin on this guy, which is fine. Go ahead and use a little more rubbing alcohol here and clean off these plastic washes. Is it black Teflon? Is black Teflon a thing? No, this really feels like a just chunk of some kind of generalized plastic. It's weird. All right. It's the first time I think I've ever seen, given I don't do that much work with Spyderco's Chinese-made knives, but that's, I think, the first time I've seen that out of Spyderco, like the use of just actual flat-out plastic. It's something you see pretty regularly in, yeah, some lower quality pieces, but, yeah. First time I seen it here. All right. But, whatever. We'll see how the action turns out in the grand scheme of things. But, a little disappointing, I guess. Maybe that's just bias, though. Do keep that in mind always. Whenever you listen to me, just like, does this guy know what he's talking about? Is this just bias? And, in the plastic washers case, it absolutely is at some level. Because I feel very strongly that, Teflon washers, plastic washers, they just tend not to produce an action that I like. You know, at the very, like the very highest end of Teflon washer stuff, like for instance, the Demco AD15 or the Jason Guthrie Scout. That can be just as good as a phosphor bronze washer can be, but that's sort of saying it can be just as good is not usually saying it's good. Technically, having cholera can be a perfectly healthy experience, I suppose, if you only have a very light case of it, but that doesn't mean it's something I want. You know, again, I'm comparing them to cholera. That's probably not accurate, but still, as you can tell, there's some bias here. Let's go on ahead and put this guy back together. I'm going to use some knife pivot lube here, just because I think, generally speaking, it's a better approach for washer-based rather than bearing-based knives. I'm going to go ahead and put down too much lubrication there and rotate this around. I don't actually have a sense of which side is supposed to be rotating here. So I'm going to go ahead and apply a little lubricity to both sides there. All right, drop this into position right here. There we go. Beautiful. All right, now I'm going to lubricate the detent ball hole and track. That way this is very easy to... Whoa, that was way too much. So what I'm going to do instead is to use some of that massive puddle of lubrication on this washer itself. Just get it coated nicely. Flip that over. No, I said flip you over. There we go. Beautiful. That should allow me to place this down into position here. I'm going to actually wipe some of that up. That was a Nexon Shabazz moment par excellence. Oh boy. So anyways, there we go. Now, is there anything missing in here? I have a stop pin. I think we're good to reassemble here. So let's go ahead and start putting things back together. First off, I'm going to press the liner, or pull the liner lock up. That'll allow me to sort of snap everything into position. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the pivot, just so I've got everything sort of under control there. Let's go ahead and use a bit of thread locker, blue thread locker on this guy. And get this in so it's, you know, sort of lightly tightened. You know, I want it to be not going anywhere, but I don't need it to be going, you know, to lock in place, so to speak. Well, I kind of do. I'm using thread locker, but it's not like a serious business lockdown. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and do that. Now what we'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll put in this smaller screw first before I put in the clip, just to make things a little easier. Alright, I'm being careful because there is a live blade in play here. Always want to be careful with this. Only 7 minutes in. Ain't so bad. Okay, now we're to the point where that's free spinning. And now I go ahead and I'm going to put in this clip. I like the fact that they're using the wire clip in some of these Chinese-made knives now. The wire clip is a good thing, generally. Alright, come on. What I'm going to try and do here is... what am I going to try and do here? Yeah, I'll try that strategy. Where I just try and pinch the screw inside the clip there, so that way I know everything's sort of in position. Now I just... damn. Come on. There we go. Okay, hey, that worked out. Now I just tighten, tighten, tighten. Okay, so now let's see where we're at. This is way too loose. I'll go ahead and I'll tighten the pivot up. Okay. Centering is right about where it started, which is good. That's tightened. Oh, free spinning again. Let's go ahead. Put you here. There we go. And I'll tighten this spot up as well. There we go. All right, so action's a little better, but it might also be over-tightened, so let's see. First off, let's check for blade play. No blade play. Okay, good. That means I have the option, potentially, to loosen a little bit. No blade play. That's good. Action's a little better. Still not amazing. Part of the thing that's making it difficult to check the centering on this guy is that the grind is very asymmetrical. You can see here it's sort of, yeah. Yeah, we're good to go there. let's just loosen a little bit more, see if that gets us any better improvement. No, now we're in blade play territory. So let's tighten that back just a tad. No play. Actually, it's better. Not great, but it's better. Yeah, that'll do. All right, so there you go. That is your Spyderco Emphasis. I hope I was able to emphasize the proper approach to disassembling this particular pocket knife. And mostly, I hope that you have yourselves just an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. Bye now.